Good morning, students. Today we will start with the final portion of the chapter, that is nervous tissue. The nervous tissue comes from the nervous system of your body. The nervous system or nervous tissue is responsible for your behavior, communication, coordination of all your organs and system in your body and the all necessary actions. And the nervous system comprises of a typical type of nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is a communicating tissue which can receive the stimuli, and according to that stimuli your body will respond. Suppose you are feeling hungry. So that is a stimulus that provides the information to your brain and you feel that you are hungry. Suppose someone is calling you and according to that voice you can recognize he or she is known to you or not. So these are the stimuli or impulses that are received through this nervous tissue. Stimuli is also known as impulses. Stimuli in plural, stimulus in singular. So all the nervous tissue or nervous cell is continuously receiving different kinds of stimuli and or impulses, and according to that impulses your body, your brain will react. Now your entire nervous system comprises of different organs and things like brain, your spinal cord and different nerves and nerve cells. So here is the structure of a neuron or a nerve cell, and this is a very typical particular diagram, and according to the CBSE new exam pattern you do not need to draw the diagram in the exam, but you may face like the diagram is being provided in your exam paper and you have to identify the labeling. So diagram, the understanding of the diagram with the labeling and the parts is very important. So look at the diagram first. The diagram has in the left side a typical diamond shaped cellular structure. This is known as cell body or cyton. And the entire cellular structure is being divided with so many parts. And after the cyton or the cell body, you can see a yellowish long tubular portion that is known as axon. So the entire nerve cell or neuron has two parts, cell body or cyton and axon. So starting with the cell body, which is in the left side of this diagram. Cyton, you can see the shape, it has a distinct shape or irregular shape you can see. The cell body has all types of cellular structure, but centriole is absent. The cytoplasm here is called neuroplasm because this cytoplasm is a part of neuron. That's why it is also known as neuroplasm. Two special structures present in the cyton, they are neurofibrils and nasal granules. Neurofibrils are very fine fibrils and nasal granules are ribosomes actually. Now coming to the typical parts of the cyton. You can see here dendrite. So what are dendrites? Dendrites are small, tapering, branched outgrowth of the cell body. The large dendrites are also called dendrons. Like cyton, dendrites possess neurofibrils and nasal granules. And what is the function? Dendrites receive the impulses and transmit the same impulse towards the cyton and the axon. So dendrites are the receiver of any type of stimulus. So, the cyton or the cell body contains nucleus, neurofibrils, nasal particles or granules, neuroplasm, which is the cytoplasm here, dendrites, and the large dendrons. The cyton receives the impulses by the dendrites and transmit the impulse to the next part of the neuron, that is axon. So now we will start with the axon. You can see it is a long fiber-like slender tubular structure. There is no nasal granules, but it contains neurofibrils. You can see there are so many structures: myelin sheath, Schwann cell, nodes of Ranvier, etc. So starting from the first one, axon carries impulses away from the cell body. Axon is surrounded by a sheath that is known as myelin sheath. It is also known as neurolemma. There are a special connective tissue cells. These are known as Schwann cells. These are so named from the scientist who has discovered the Schwann cell. This axon is called nerve fiber. So, a nerve fiber actually receives the impulses and transmit the same to the next. In this way, in a chain system, a single stimulus can be transmitted from one portion of your body to another portion of your body, and the final target is control and coordination. Now see the picture. There are some gaps in the axon where the neurolemma or myelin sheath is absent, and that gap regions are called nodes of Ranvier. Axon is divided terminally into fine branches called axon terminal or nerve endings. The latter have knobbed ends in contact with muscles, glands, or skin and other structures for providing the reactions from that particular organ. Suppose your dendrite is receiving an impulse like someone is calling, and according to that stimulus you have to react with, right? And your dendrite is now receiving that impulse, that calling of any person, and that signal or impulse is transmitted through your axon, and your terminal end instructs your skin or gland or bones or muscles to react with. So according to that person, you obviously will reply, you obviously turn back and will talk anything or will communicate, right? So according to the instruction, your body will communicate, your body will react, your muscles, your bones, your sense organs, everything together will react. So the axon terminals ends with several muscles, glands, skin, bony structures that will react according to that impulse. So the axon here can ends with the muscle, skin or bones, etc., or it may be continued with the next neuron, just like a chain. So there are junctions between two distinct neurons. If the nerve cell or entire nerve is very long, then there can be a chance of presence so many junctions between two neurons, right? And these junctions are known as synapse. It is meant for transmission of impulse from one neuron to the next neuron. So what is now difference between axon and dendron? Number one, the axon number is single per neuron, and dendrons can be present in one or more than one. Next, size and structure. Axon is very long, may or may not be branched, but dendron is very small and always branched. Next, according to the type of conduction of nerve impulse. The nerve impulse conduction occurs in axon away from cyton and in dendron towards the cyton. Now, what are the entire functions of nervous tissue? Sensation. The tissue picks up sensations of all types of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, pain and other stimuli. Number 2, responses. Nervous system provides responses to all types of stimuli. Number 3, control. It exerts control over all body activities. Number 4, coordination. This system coordinates the functioning of the body parts. Number 4, learned behavior. All learned behavior, intelligence, memory, reasoning, etc. are based on nervous system. Number 6, nervous muscular combinations. Most of our body activities are performed through the combination of nervous and muscular tissue. So that's all, students. Here ends the chapter.